Black Bolt and White Flare are set to release on July 18th. Today I want to take a look at the top 10 new cards from the set. But before we get into that, let's take a quick look at some of the notable reprints. Air Balloon and Tool Scrapper, both of these cards were last legal in the deregulation. Air Balloon reduces the retreat cost of the Pokemon it is attached to by 2. This will instantly replace Rescue Board and make quite a few Pokemon more playable without the constant fear of getting stuck in the active. Tool Scrapper discards 2 tool cards from either player's Pokemon, and it's going to see a little less play as we figure out how it fits into a format with Jamming Tower that can already deal with tools preemptively. Now let's get into the list, starting at number 10. Gothitelle. It's a Stage 2 Psychic Pokemon with the ability Twisted Future. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active spot, you may have your opponent shuffle their hand into the deck and draw 3 cards. This is going to be an interesting form of hand interruption that's not on a supporter card. Its attack's not very good, doing 90 plus 90 if your opponent has the same amount of cards. We have a little control on that, but I think it'll mainly be used for its ability here and there. At number 9, we have Ignition Energy. If this card is attached to one of your Pokemon, discard it at the end of the turn. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides 1 colorless energy. If it's attached to an evolution Pokemon, it provides 3 colorless energy instead. This is going to be pretty powerful as there's no restriction on rule box, so this will be able to be used with those type of Pokemon. This is like a buffed version of Double Turbo Energy last format, but only for evolution Pokemon. Currently the main use I see for it is Slacking EX, but we'll likely see decks in the future that can also utilize this card. At number 8 we have Hydreigon EX with the Greedy Eater ability. If your opponent's basic Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack this Pokemon uses, take 1 more prize card. Notably, it doesn't have to knock out the active, so we could use cards like TM Blindside with Ignition Energy to be able to hit a benched Pokemon and take an extra prize card. It only works on basics, so that'll be a little bit of a drawback. It will work with TM Crisis Punch if your opponent's on 1 prize card. This would allow you to knock out things like Raging Bolt and take 3 prizes at the end of the game. The biggest drawback is its own attack. Dark Bite takes 3 dark and 2 colorless to do 200 damage. But with an ability this powerful, don't be surprised if you end up seeing this card at some point. Number 7, Hilda, a supporter card. Search your deck for 1 evolution Pokemon and 1 energy card and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This gives us another way to search evolution Pokemon even when item locked. It can also grab any energy, including special energy, just like Colress's Tenacity. If your deck gets value out of a card like Brock Scouting or just needs access to special energy, it's possible this card could help your deck when it comes out. Moving on to number 6, Brave Bangle. If the Pokemon this card is attached to doesn't have a rule box, its attack do 30 more damage to your opponent's active EX. This finally gives us a good replacement for Choice Band that hits EXs. This will be a nice non-A-spec version of Maximum Belt, although not quite as much damage. Single prize Pokemon are going to really take advantage of this. The first one I see doing that is Ethan's Typhlosion, but I'm sure we'll see many more decks to come. At number 5 we have the combination of Reshiram EX and Emboar. The Emboar has the Inferno Fandango ability, which allows you to attach fire energy from your hand as often as you like to your Pokemon. The same as Super Cold Baxcalibur is for water energy. We can use cards like Ethan's Adventure and Earthen Vessel to find fire energy. This will pair well with the Reshiram EX and its Blaze Burst attack, which has a base damage of 130, but then does an additional 50 for each prize card your opponent has taken. Similar to Charizard EX, but starts lower and scales quicker, outdoing Charizard EX after 3 prize cards have been taken. At number 4, Meloetta EX. With its live premier ability allowing it to attack even on the first turn of the game, its own attack, Echoed Voice, does 30 damage for 1 psychic energy. This could deter the use of cards like Badoo, but it's really going to shine with cards like Technical Machine Evolution and Technical Machine Turbo Energize. It's going to allow access to these attacks on the first turn of the game, and with a card like TM Machine able to search these even more frequently, this could potentially help some evolution decks set up. On to number 3, Genesect EX. With its Metal Signal ability allowing you to search for up to 2 Metal Evolution Pokemon once per turn, this could bring life to new decks like Steven's Metagross, or add more stability to an existing powerhouse like Golden Go EX. Its drawback of having 2 retreat costs can be nullified by playing the Air Balloon releasing in the same set. Number 2, Jellicent EX. With its Sea Curse ability, as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent cannot play any items from their hand or attach any Pokemon tools. And the Power Press attack doing 80 damage for 2 energy, or 160 for 4 energy. This card has insane potential for a deck like Gardevoir EX, and with Gardevoir getting a Mega Evolution later this year, and already being arguably the best deck in the game, it's going to be a tough day to be an item or a tool card around this deck. Even the Frillish has an item-like attack for 1 energy. And finally, number 1, Zekrom EX. Its Voltage Burst attack is similar to Reshiram in that it starts at 130 and scales up based on how many prize cards your opponent has taken. The difference here is that Zekrom is coming into a game with a lot of lightning support. We already see Joltik Box use Pikachu as a big attacker, but that deck needs multiple different energy, and Pikachu maxes out at 300 damage. Zekrom will be dealing up to 380 damage at the end of the game, and with Mega Pokemon sure to bring higher HP than ever, the Zekrom looks to be up to the challenge. I can see it being paired with Magneton not only to be powered up energy-wise, but also to boost its damage output by giving up a prize card. We could even see Electric Generator find its way back into deck list. What card are you most excited for in black and white?